Welcome to Old Game Plus. I'm Oz, this is Jeremy, and we're here today to talk about a retro or remake segment on Abe's Oddysee, remade recently as Abe New and Tasty.
And Abe was one of those games back in the PlayStation days that was part of that attitude that it had, that it took a platformer and it made that platformer very grown up in many ways, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot of politics and consumerism kind of sneaked into the background of the world that it was set in.
Yeah, it was very influential as obviously the guide for many corporations and governments' workplace relations policies over the decades that followed. But it was also a very, very demanding platformer. You had to be in exactly the right place, and timing was essential.
It was. It was a 2D sprite game. Very good platformer, very adult, like even the art style was very adult, a bit gruesome, like for its time, not by today's standards by any chance. But yeah, you had to be exact, you had to press this button at this time and so that didn't blow up, and then throw something at this so you could get to that area, and you're very exacting.
And if you didn't rescue all of Abe's workmates from a section before you left, they all got killed.
They all got killed.
So it was a great story, and it's a superb game.
And like a wonderful universe.
Yeah, it was. And it was one that they revisited a few more games. But now we have New and Tasty, which is a new take on it. And they've made a few changes. And, well, so far the changes have been, I guess, they've made it modern, but still kept it as Abe.
Yeah. So they've added more friends to rescue. They've revamped the whole engine, so now it takes place in a 3D engine, Unity actually, which is amazing for what it can do.
It looks great.
It looks great, and because it's in 3D, some of the camera angles are a bit better for some of the puzzles, and you can see things like secret doors
like
and that.
Trap doors hidden behind things and that.
Yeah.
And just the way it moves looks really good.
Yeah.
And also you don't go room to room anymore. So you don't drop down to a missing room with raindrops above it. Now you can see more of the puzzles on the screen. And it is a game where you go puzzle to puzzle.
Yeah.
But also they've added, to make it modern, they've added a lot of checkpoints. So it's very regular saving in this game.
In the old one, the checkpoints were very far between. Like you'd go 6 or 7 screens before a checkpoint, and now it's every couple of screens you get a checkpoint. So.
The original Abe was
Brutal.
it was a rage quitting. It was just the controllers got thrown, and it was so bad. And this one keeps all the puzzles the same. I mean, it's all there. It does introduce some elements from the next game, Exodus. Yep, and like you can now command multiple Mudokons, and. But also that makes it a little bit more not as challenging when you're trying to get them through the slices that come down.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit more to work with there, and so they've introduced something that I think makes the game like Abe's Oddysee, but a little bit different enough that it makes it something.
Also, the control scheme's a bit freer. Like landing in the right place to make that jump that covers that gap is a little bit harder than it used to be.
Yeah, the analog control, and now you can't remap the controls to use the D-pad. The analog control, sometimes you won't quite be on the exact point where you need to make a jump. That's a little bit confusing. A quick note on the Wii U version. I played the Wii U version as well as the Xbox version. The touchpad's not used, unfortunately, for things like the voice commands, and that would have been really, really good. And that's one of the things that annoys me sometimes when you've got that tool there where you could have pressed to say hello, follow me, and so on.
So retro,
just let it go.
Retro or remake?
Oh look, the original was superb. The original was defining. This remake really does a fantastic job of bringing it to today's style of gameplay, today's look, and to an audience that can enjoy this game again in a superb new style. It's really good. I loved it.
I reckon the remake as well. It's available on basically everything.